first overall pick. We're joined by FS1 NFL analyst Eric Dickerson, who went second overall in the draft. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you. I'm glad we're talking about some football.
Who went first in that draft?
John Elway.
Oh,
Well, you know, before we start, can I say something?
What?
Can I get a little credit? You know, I know football season is over. We're talking about it now. Can I get credit for picking the Eagles 2 weeks in advance? Can I get some? Yes, I want my credit. Thank you.
You know what?
Thank you, Joy. Thank you.
Reach over there.
Thank you. All you Patriots fans.
Joy done paid up.
No, Joy ain't paid up yet.
Patriots fan.
Joy ain't paid up yet.
Okay, we got time.
Okay.
We got time. I'm not a Patriots fan.
$400 dinner plus tax for plus
Plus tip and tax.
Plus tip, $500.
So what
Okay.
if Denver had taken Eric Dickerson first overall? Would that have changed history?
Well, me and he did it with my teammates.
We've been teammates. We've been teammates.
Well, how
Okay.
good is Saquon Barkley?
Joy, I'm going to say this much here. I think people ask, is he the best player in the draft? For me, no. I would have to go with the quarterback. I like Josh Rosen. I mean, I really do. I like him as a quarterback. I like him as a person. I met him, played golf with him. Nice young man. I think he's going to be a very good, if not one of the elite quarterbacks in the league. Depends on what team he goes to. Now, Saquon Barkley, I've never been big on the Penn State running backs. I never have. I'm going to go back. The best Penn State running back they've had in the last 40 years was Franco Harris. I mean, got to go back to Franco.
Yep.
I mean, the guys that are 5'11",
DJ Dozier, Keyshawn
Carter,
Enos.
you know, them thick-bodied. I just never liked those guys. And then they go to, okay, he runs the 40 and a 4.41. He bench presses, 29 times. That's fine and dandy. Look, you run 40 in tights and shorts. You don't play football in that. I would say if you want to run a 40, put some shoulder pads and a helmet on, and you get a real idea of how fast the guy really is. I think he has good hands. It's going to depend on what team he goes to. I think if he goes to the Browns, it ain't gonna be good for him. If he goes to the Giants, and they don't have an offensive line, won't be good. Well, I think another one won't be good for him. A team I do like for him is the Colts. The Colts. I like the Colts with Andrew Luck. I think that would be the team for him because they don't have to give up the whole ship to get him, like when they did with me and they did with Jeff George. I mean, we had nothing but a running back and a quarterback and no offensive line. So I think a good situation for him would be in Indianapolis, but is he the best player in the draft? I think he probably had the best combine, let's put it like that. But for my money, no, I would not take him number one.
What do you not like about him?
I just don't, I don't like those little 5'11", 235-pound backs. I just don't.
6 feet, 230.
He ain't 6 foot, trust me, he about 5'10". They'll say, they always put you a little taller than you really are.
But I think he measured at the combine.
Yeah, like I said, he ain't 6 foot. No, he's 5'11". Oh, let's give him 6 foot.
Okay.
I still think that I just never cared for those Penn State. And you know what? I hope I'm wrong because he's a running back. I always want to see running backs do well. That's my thing. All of them. But I just don't think. I don't think. And then once again, I just got to say this: it depends on what team he goes to. That's very important. What team he shows up on. So that's my take on it, and I'd like to hear what everyone else has to say.
First of all, I am not going to write him off just because he chose to go to a school that has not produced a great running back since Franco Harris. Because it's just crazy that history would say don't take that school's running back because the regimes keep changing. If Jopo was still there, God rest his soul, if he's still doing it his way, maybe you could say that.
Larry Johnson did have 2 good years at Kansas City.
He was pretty good.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah. 2 years.
Coach Herm wore him out for 1 year.
Yeah.
He did. But given that, so I'm not going to discount him off Penn State, but again, I have to measure him against Ezekiel Elliott. And again, you guys think Le'Veon's the best back. We're going to talk about Le'Veon next up. But I think Ezekiel is because he is so special. And Eric, you were very special. But when I watch Zeke run, he runs with body lean and just sheer will that I haven't seen in a long time. And if it's 3rd and short or 4th and short, he's just going to get it just on his willpower. In his jump cuts and his natural strength, because I don't think he's in the greatest shape. You saw him for a while at Cabo, but again, is he ripped and slashed upstairs. You know, like, is he a guy who's just going to overpower you with his weight room strength? I do not think so. But he has natural power, the likes of which I haven't seen in a long time. And all I had to see was the end of his sophomore year when in high-stakes games, Big Ten championship, national semifinal, national final, he goes 220 against Wisconsin and then 230 against Nick Saban's Alabama defense and then 246 against Oregon in a national championship game. That's just extraordinary, and that's all you had to know. That's end of story. And I wanted the Cowboys before the draft to take Joey Bosa because I thought it was more of a need position, and Joey Bosa's pretty good.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we're going to strengthen our strength. We're going to take somebody who's even better than a guy who had a 1,000-yard season, and he'd had 2,000-yard season, Darren McFadden. So they go Ezekiel, and it changed a lot of things. And you love what you think he's way better than Dak Prescott. I don't agree with that because of the position he plays. But to me, I look at what Saquon did this year, and in the two big games on the road at Ohio State and at Michigan State, he went for 44 yards and 63 yards. Well, did he change life at Penn State? I don't think so. He did run back the kickoff at Ohio State. So if you want him as a kick returner and kind of a specialty Reggie Bush style, Christian McCaffrey style back, I get that because I think he's got that kind of explosiveness. But the rest, if you want bell cow, if you want life changer, face of franchise, I just don't think he's that guy.
But when did the shift happen? Because Skip, there was a stretch there. Oh, you don't need to take a running back in the first round, and now we're talking about taking a running back #1 overall.
Well, as Mel Kiper's big campaign was, the whole position is
overrated. I know.
So now maybe it's the success that they've seen with Zeke and Todd Gurley that has brought the running back. But I agree with you, Ed. Unless he's just head and shoulders above the quarterback. You don't take a running back #1 because running backs aren't foundation pieces. Quarterback, if you get that guy, you got a chance, ED. If you don't get him, I don't care how good. Look at Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson had 2,097 yards, but his quarterback was Bobo. He got to the playoffs, but then they were gone.
How about Dieter Brock for the Los Angeles Rams?
He knows.
Brock?
If he'd just, and this is not a slight, well, I guess anytime you say it's not a slight, it is a slight. But if you could have got just mediocre, middle of the road play, ED, with the seasons that you had your first 3 or 4 years in LA.
Oh man, we'd have won a Super Bowl.
But you got to have that guy still. You got to have him. You get him, you can survive with mediocre play at every other position. If you don't get that guy, you whistling. And the Browns taking a run. Look, Isaiah Crowell isn't that bad. I agree with you. I don't see Zeke. I don't see Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell with Saquon Barkley. With Zeke, you saw him in the biggest moments, the biggest games, the brightest of lights. You saw him perform.
Just dominate.
Yeah.
That's what you saw.
You saw, right.
So, and that's what you want. That's what you want to see. When all the money's to the table, okay, all right, boys, we playing for everything right now. You want to see who stepped to the front and take that money. We saw Zeke do that in the Big Ten championship, Alabama, against Oregon, and he came back the following year. I don't see it, but I got to take a quarterback. Now, unless the quarterback, you look at the quarterback, nah.
So you just unmade your own case. So you would say that Dak Prescott is more valuable than
No.
You just said that. Did he not just say that? That's what I just heard.
No. Eventually, Dak will be the guy. But Skip, everybody's not Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning that you just take him out the package and you say, but Peyton Manning, what did they do for Peyton? They went and got him Adrian James. They did do that.
What did they do for John Elway?
They went and got him T. Wait and see what they do for Andrew Luck. Now, if he's sitting on the board at 3, he's going to Indy.
And by the way, John Elway in his later years needed that running game to cash in and finally win a Super Bowl.
Hurt my stats, too. You don't want to talk about that. I'd have more catches than touchdowns.
You know what? That is true.
TD rushing all them
more games.
2,000 yards, 1,750 yards. You know how many carries that is, VD? That's touching in my chest.
300 carries.
You're saying you're just like LeBron James. You care more about stats.
No. I could do both. I mean, one year we won the Super Bowl, I had 71 to 1,100 yards. Why couldn't I do that the next year?
How do you remember these numbers off
they
the top
cut
of your
my
head?
stats.
And what you run the 40 in?
I'm
just asking.
Okay, my fastest time I've ever run the 40 was 4.53.
4.5 is that?
232.
So that means 4.6.
No, 4.53.
That means 4.6.
All I'm telling you, this is what we know. That there is no tape. This is what we know, Joey. There is no tape with someone running Shannon Sharp from behind.
No one has ever caught you from behind in your
Now,
entire
there's a tape.
career.
Eric Dickerson ran 4.30 and 4.31. There is tape.
4.3.
There is documented tape of someone catching him from behind.
Yeah, the fastest guy in the league. One guy. I say Darryl Green. Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, you not. First of all,
I'm 4.5. All the
Let me-
4.3s and 4.4s.
what was your longest touchdown?
96.
How did that ever happen? Everybody fell.
On a 3-yard route.
Everybody fell.
Everybody had
on
to
a
fall.
3-yard route, ED. I'm the only tight end in the history could take a 3-yard route and turn it into a 96-yard
give me some.
spectacular.
Give me some. I got to give you some.
Your well, we have a research department here that does a great job. Your combine 40 was actually 4.67.
I told him.
What? What did I tell you? I said 4.6.
But I said my
4.7.
fast.
Really?
Probably
That's
4.7.
actually 4.7.
I told Skip I did not run no 4.8 at the combine. I told Skip I ran 4.6.
You said 4.5, didn't you?
I said, no, my fastest time ever. I didn't run it at the combine.
What was your fastest time ever?
4.53.
Downhill,
4.53.
wind behind,
4.53. No.
wind aided,
But it's ED. you
Wait,
know-
that's the one you timed yourself on.
No, but ED.
and got a quick start.
Here's the thing, though. You know it wasn't specialized. All I was doing, Skip, was running 40. I wasn't testing like they do now. I was just
I'm
running
gonna tell you first that 40 means nothing.
Nothing.
That don't mean it's just so overrated. I mean, it really is. It kills me. I'm like,
Emmitt
so
Smith,
what?
Emmitt Smith ran 4.6.
It's Jerry Rice. Who cares?
Right?
I mean, football. You're a football player. You don't play football in tights and track shoes.
ED. That's all they heard.
Although, wait a second. At what did you weigh coming out of SMU?
225.
225. You ran 4.3. So again,
I weighed 221.
that translated.
I weigh 221.
Can I ask one more thing?
What?
Can we get this race between me and you?
Either your back,
Come on,
you just-
my back good now.
You just had two
No.
epidurals.
Okay, my back is good. Don't try to avoid the question.
ED. Okay.
We do
You
it for
act
charity.
like he's the one that brings it up, and you act like
He avoids it.
concerned.
He avoids it.
No,
Because
Why
he
do you want
knows.
Eric's back? You don't have to pay for it,
Because
but
my
you
grandma
messed it
said
up.
you need to respect your elders. If
Don't
something
respect-
happened to
I
him,
don't-
that's gonna be on my.
I know
That's gonna be on my.
Just say
conscience.
you're scared.
That's gonna be on my.
Just say I'm
Scared
scared.
of what?
You know what you're scared of.
You know what? We're just gonna set it up for charity, and then we'll shame him when he doesn't.
Thanks.
show
We're
up.
shaming you into it.
Yeah, you gonna be shamed when I blow the doors off.
Come on, dog.
Should the Steelers give Le'Veon Bell a long-term deal? We'll discuss that next.
I won't get the credit I deserve when I blow the doors off.